Silicon Valley. All right, AI is the new social media. Woo! Heat, heat. By my guy, Tristan Harris. It's Tristan. I think there's an accent in there somewhere. It's not Tristan, it's Tristan. Tristan Harris on social media and AI. He's the co-founder of the Center for Humane Technology. Ted, please put this talk up soon. I don't make a whole lot of please. This is one of them. This talk was hot. He talked about exactly 8 years ago. Exactly 8 years ago. Actually, I got a chance to meet him 8 years ago when folks didn't know who he was yet. And I just liked what he was vibing on as far as talking about social media. He was a former guy I went to say at Facebook. And then he realized the direction that things were going in, things like dark patterns, which basically subtly forces people to make psychological decisions when without them realizing it, like subscribing to something just because of how the layout is set up, or it makes it feel like it's your own decision. That's called dark patterns. I think he might be the first person that mentioned dark patterns that I heard about. It's all over the internet now. Just Google dark patterns. Don't worry, it won't scare you, but it'll scare you. He left Facebook and started what eventually will become the Center for Humane Technology because he realized that there was a level of addiction that was happening, particularly with our phones. 8 years later, he's back on stage and he's saying that all the stuff he talked about with social media, people agreed with him and we did nothing about it. Now we have retreats where people are being helped with social media addiction. Now we're told that um, body um, dysmorphia, I always screw up the name of it, but when you have um, um, a non-accurate view of your body, and that can lead to eating disorders and other types of issues. That one of the reasons why it's been on the rise for unfortunately for tween and teen girls, at least here in the states, is because of social media and the perception of the body where it comes to filters and Instagram or so forth. Suddenly we're realizing that social media might not be that great. Shout out to again the homie Carol, who I mentioned in link. I mentioned the talk earlier in the episode. All the links are below that I'm talking about or in the comments. Carol talking about Cambridge Analytica. Tristan was on stage before Cambridge Analytica talking about some of the dark things that were happening behind the scenes at the Facebooks and in some cases at the Googles and other places. He basically got on stage and said, yo, a very similar thing is happening with AI. We don't have guide rails. At least here in the States, the Congress and the Senate, particularly the Congress, is frankly too old. The average congressperson, there's a congressperson here in the States who said they're going to retire today. And they still said the average, in jest, the average congressperson's age is 79 now. They don't understand AI. The only reason I understand AI because it was a concerted effort, but even I'm starting to age out of that. So there's certain guardrails, there's certain guidance, certain decisions that we could have made with social media 8 years ago. We didn't. And then we had Cambridge Analytica, then we had the major fines, then we had elections being thrown or influenced. I think something happened with Syria that, as well as some different places in Africa. Then we have the political campaigns. We have all this stuff here in the States. And then we have the manipulation. We have the dark patterns. Then we have all this stuff. And we're like, social media is awful. But AI sounds great. And he's basically like, look, I warned us about social media 8 years ago. And to give context with Ted, Mark Zuckerberg would probably be there. Elon Musk was there 3, 4 years ago. The so-called power players are Jeff Bezos. They're there. If they're not there, their VPs are there. Sheryl Sandberg, before she left Facebook, was probably wandering around the halls of TED. I just didn't see her. I met Al Gore a few years ago. Like, what? So he's saying this while the people are there. And he went through this 8 years ago, started his foundation, again, his company, the Center for Humane Technology, talking about ways to make technology more humane. Love the name of it. He's like, look, now we're saying social media is all bad. People are quitting social media. I've done whole videos about that. Just go to bringyourworth.tv. I'm not going to get on that hill. But y'all know I'm barely on social media, and I started that conversation 5, 6 years ago because of some of the stuff. In fact, Tristan might have been part of that, planting that seed for me since I had met him a couple years before that. Tristan's like, look, the same exact thing is going to happen with AI unless we set up these guardrails, unless we understand where AI is going. Otherwise, we're going to do the same exact crap that we did with social media. And it's going to be 8 years from now, we're going to be wringing our hands about this, that, and the third because we weren't paying attention. Again, we have leadership, at least here in the States, we have leadership that has aged out of understanding AI just as much as 10 years ago, they aged out of understanding social media. They didn't even know what a Snapchat was. There's a wonderful clip, wonderful as in horrific, of Mark Zuckerberg being in front of Congress and them being like, "Well, do you have to have ads?" And Mark Zuckerberg was like, "Yeah, that's how we make our money." Like the disconnect is there, and disconnect is real. Now that was social media. So your grandma, recipes to my grandma's. But your grandma might be on social media, but they're probably not on AI. It's a great clearing call for that. What we're seeing with social media and the pushback, he was talking about that 8 years ago. Now we're reacting to that way in social media, but we're not reacting to AI that way. Why is that? I think that's what he's kind of getting at. And I truly, truly, truly hope that they're able to go and put this online and make it happen because this more so than other ones, this is one that's super relevant and it makes an impact as far as what we're trying to do as society and otherwise. If you can go deeper into that, at least hold off something to do while we wait for the video to go online. Here you go. I just added it to the chat because I forgot to add it earlier. How to quit social media, your step-by-step guide. Yo, you don't have to do this. I know people that have wonderful business, some people that I coach that are not on social media. Their ticks are not talking. They're not Xing out stuff. They're not on Snapchat. They're barely on LinkedIn. Facebook is a memory. And they end up having more space to do the amazing work they're supposed to be doing. I talk about my own journey as far as unplugging from social media and how that actually improved my business. Not to mention owning your own platform. When you get my newsletter at joindamon.me, you can join for free. All the links are below. Listen, you said but a word. Bring back websites. Yeah, not somebody else's website. Mm. DameBrown.net. Oops. It's not neat. It's just one E. Go there. I got a home on the internet. JoinDamon.me. Newsletter is gone. It is neat. Thank you, Carlos. You know what I mean? Bring back websites. Thank you. Bring back the newsletter. JoinDamon.me. Bring back the in person. I live in Las Vegas. I flew all the way up to Vancouver just to connect with people. What's up with that? If you're going to have those deeper discussions, if you really want to make an impact in the world, the less you have third parties involved, the better. Tristan's argument with this is really smart. And at the same time, it also applies to your business. Are you too dependent on social media? Are you leaning on AI too much to actually articulate yourself? No problem with either one of them. But it's kind of like when the GPS goes out or when your phone doesn't work. It helps when you can use a map. I'm entrepreneurial coach Damon Brown, here to help you as a side hustler, solopreneur, otherwise a non-traditional entrepreneur. You're watching Bring Your Worth TV Wednesdays live at 1:11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Vegas time. You subscribe for free, and I am author of many, many books. Most recently, the complete Bring Your Worth collection. You can get it wherever fine books are sold. Listen to the audiobook right now, too, on this channel. And that is your wrap up for TED. This Sunday, 1:11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Vegas time, on Sunday. 3 power moves any artist can make. I'm so excited for this episode, as you can tell. It's going to be so much fun. I cannot wait for the conversations that come from it. I look forward to seeing you level up. So I will see you on Sunday. Thanks for the comments. Shout out to you, Carlos, as well as to all the TED speakers who made it a fantastic week. I know how hard that work is. Y'all are appreciated. Okay, I'll see you on Sunday. Until next time, wherever you can always bring your worth, you can always build from now. Take care of yourselves and others.